Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and analysts out there. This is my first real video on YouTube. I'm Liam McCartan from McCoaching Analysis. Today we're going to go through the season with the Ireland U15s. I'm going to break this into two parts, but to make sure you get onto the second part, can you like, subscribe, and share the video? Just as an introduction to the video that's going to happen today, I'm going to go through Ireland U15s. They played 10 games this season with 7 wins. In this video, we're going to look at the manager's view, look at some small bit of statistics, and show clips on strengths and weaknesses, and in particular the main principles of play for Ireland U15s. Here we are now, just an overview of the games that we played. So we had in the development tournament Mayo, we played Latvia, Faroe Islands, Luxembourg, we played Poland twice, England away, Australia at home, and then we went to a Pinatar tournament in Spain. And we had 3 games, and unfortunately was on the wrong side of the result 3 times. But in this video we'll go through the main principles of attacking and defending play from these games in particular. Like for part 2, we'll go through the Pinatar tournament, so make sure you're subscribed. This is an example of a dashboard that I use from Max Sport. So in this we'll see that I use it for presentations. So we have the goals, shots on target, corner, turnover, and final third entries. Just it's important to note for turnovers, that's actually judged on winning the ball in the opposition's half. So as we saw here, this identifies how good our press was as we won the ball back 17 times from the opposition from when they had possession in their half. The next video now is going to be on Jason Donohue. He is the head coach of the Ireland Under-15s. He talks before the Mayo tournament, and this gives great context to his philosophies and his style of management and play. Jason is head coach with Ireland 15s and tutor for all the A licenses in coach education, the FEI. His link will be in the description. He's one of the best managers, if not the best, that I've ever worked with.
And 3 games in about a space of 4 or 5 days, that's key, isn't it, as well, for these players to understand the quick turnaround and the messages that they've got to take on when it comes to tournament football.
Yeah, absolutely. It's non-stop. The itinerary is done. We're playing a game. We're doing some analysis. We're training based on the opposition, how our principles apply when we're playing. Are defending deep, are defending high. It's all a learning experience for the players. It's a start of it. The 15 is a start of it. And what's best about it is it's a tournament. So the kids are going to realise the importance of going out and not losing games. The importance of a draw, maybe a goal or 2 might make a difference, and we're going to try to get that mindset. Having said that, we're not going to sacrifice winning over development. Each kid will start one of the games. So we'll start with 11 bodies in the first game, and then we'll make 9 changes for the second game. Because we need to make sure these kids can go and experience and being able to stand up to the little bits of pressure and the peer pressure, the parents, and wearing the Ireland jersey. It's so important that these kids realise at the youngest age group, before results matter, how hard it can be, how difficult the opposition can be. And we've got to make sure that the 15's age group, we get that right.
From that short clip from the video, we can also see the main aspects of Jason Donohue's coaching and management style. So in the rest of the video, we're going to go through the principles of play, go through the 4 functions. We're also going to touch on development versus winning and pressures of playing for their country. First of all, we're going to look at Ireland's principles for defending. For the context of this, Ireland are in yellow. So there's 5 zones on the pitch all the way through. At all stages, we want to try and be defending 3 zones of all our 11 players on the pitch. So as the ball gets transferred across, we want all the players to move, as seen in the slideshow, with our winger coming in and everyone affected at least 3 of the zones where the ball is, to not give the opposition any chance to play out. This is an example here against Poland. As we see, we're in the 5 zones. We've got attackers and wide forwards defending against the ball. As we see out of shot is the fullback attacking, defending here, nice and high up. As we win the ball back, we're already in their final third, so this counts as a turnover, and we're straight into the box and trying to create a goal scoring opportunity. This example here is against England. As we see the 5 zones, we're occupying all of them. as the ball comes in. This time it's the midfielder who reacts to the ball. Again, wins the ball high up. Going straight through at the principles of play. Ball forward into the final third. And this is where we want to try and get an attacking option going. So from now, Jason talked about defending high and defending low. So we're going to look at two examples here. This first example is against Luxembourg. So as we see here, we have our 3 zones covered. So as the ball gets shifted across, everyone moves across to the next zone. Everyone knows their jobs and responsibilities. The right wingers in the centre forward position here to try and limit their options. Then when the ball gets played across, again, everyone's in the right zone. Luxembourg have no other option but to go long. First to force the turnover. And then when it happens, create space in behind. And a 1v1 at the keeper with a great finish. We'll look at this same play again, but this time from the panoramic view. We can see here everyone's organised and know their roles and responsibilities as the ball gets shifted across. Everyone's coming across. We have our fullback here coming in man to man. Our fullback on this side coming across to cover. Again, Luxembourg have no options. And then we win the ball back. This is key here. It's easy just to keep the ball for the sake of it, but we want our players to go forward and we can. A great blindside run for the striker. And from this angle, you'll see how hard the finish was, and it was a great finish. This now is an example of defending low. So this is against Holland. So we're playing a low blocking in this game, as we can see from here. Yes. So we have the two strikers as a 4-4-2, just being the baseline, forming defence, just to make sure it's not too easy for them just to dribble straight out. And as you see here, in this angle, we have 2 banks of 4, always protecting the central areas, being nice and compact and narrow. As we get back in, we would prefer if this striker here was to get closer to apply pressure. This doesn't happen, and it happens in a game. It's how we react from here now. The ball gets down the side, as how narrow and compact we are. In the box now, we still have 5 marking 3, so we're in a good formation, a good shape. As our player slips, we react to the ball again, get numbers around the ball, and then keeper makes a great save. As we move across to the side view, this is just sped up. So as the ball goes into the middle now, we can see here we have 2 banks of 4, or 3 and a 4 here in great compact shape. As that ball goes there, we react to danger straight away by backing off and trying to get into the box. Everyone had good body shape, open body shape, seeing ball and man, everyone marking up. As the ball gets across, we again react to the ball being passed, and the keeper makes a good save. This is an example of the low block. This is an example of defending principles in our own half. So the most important thing is to protect the centre of the goals. This is to get as many players in the frame of the goals to try and affect the opposition striker and limit their chances to score. Then after that, can we try and affect the ball by applying pressure, and if that's available, can we get our wide forward in a position to try and go on the counter attack. So as the ball is shifted across, the same principles apply as we go to the 3 zones. Pressure the ball if possible, and then limit them to their chance into the box. Here we are. This is an example of Ireland defending in the 3 zones. As the ball is moving across, we can see that we're covering and protecting the central area. The fullback can't go, so it comes back in. As the ball is delivered, England win the header, but there's enough Irish players in the way to affect the ball and make an easy save. After the defending principle, it's important to have a good transition to attack. So it's important to have forward runs from the forward players and wingers to create space for the person on the ball. Can we get combinations play with our attacking players and get our opposition players into the final third? And then we get into the final third, can we have freedom in the final third to express yourself and try and create goal-scoring opportunities. These now are all examples of transitions to attack for Ireland. So here we have a Luxembourg throw-in high in our half. Our centre back drives in, wins the ball, plays the ball to our striker, and here we have our first combination play. Get the ball to a striker, pass the ball back, create space in behind, a great ball, and now we're 1v1 with the keeper, and a great finish. This is another example of how defence to attack. So here we have now England in possession, driving out. At this stage now we're 2-1 up, so it's easy for us to sit back, but we're still applying our defensive functions. We want the winger into the 3 zones to gamble. As he does that, he gets the ball. Again, 1v1 the keeper, turning defence into attack, and a great finish. Last example now for the transitions is against Poland. So again, defending principles of around the goals and protect the central area. Players back. When we win the ball back, can we find the outlet player, which is either Y-man or the striker? It's easy for us to keep the ball and play a simple pass, or why not create a combination play? So as we take on our players, can we find the striker and take advantage of the space in behind? As we get to this area now, we've options to go inside or outside for our players, so freedom in the final third to express yourself. So goes inside, then goes outside, and great composure to finish. This is the best example to show how well Ireland are good at transitioning from defence to attack. We are now going to look at the principles of attacking football. So in possession, can we keep the ball and limit long balls to a minimum? Can we try and play on one side and then switch the ball to the other side where there's more space? Can we also try and get passing combinations and rotations with forwards, strikers and attacking midfielders? And it's important when we get into the final third, can we be creative and express yourself to try and create as many goal scoring opportunities as we can. This now is all examples of Ireland playing out from the back and our principles of attacking. So can we play on one side as all the players come in for England? Can we try and switch it to the other? As the ball comes inside, great space on the opposite side, great ball, and now we're in an attacking position in England's final third. And it's cleared away on this occasion. Again, a different team, but same idea. So as we play out from the back, as all the Polish players come in to try and suck in and try and win the ball back, we suck in and create space on the opposite side, straight away to the winger. And can we look forward again? Once we're past the halfway line, can we drive into the space and try and get the ball into the box from either a cross or dribble in? It's a cross in here, and again, just unfortunate. This now is an example against England. It's the only time they touch the ball from the very first kickoff. So here is a perfect example of this principle. So everyone's on this side of the pitch, the space on the other. How do we get the ball from across the other side and keeping our principles? Composure on the ball, and again looking for combination play. So as the ball comes to the fullback, we're looking for a combination play with either the number 10 here with the winger. So as the ball comes in, it gets set to the winger in behind, and then straight away from that pass, we're in behind with the space, and we've got a 3 versus 2. Again, express yourself the final, take players on, and a great finish. That's the examples of the principles of play of attacking football. After our principles of attacking football, we need to look at transition to defend. It's important that we don't overcommit players forward, and we leave at least one midfielder in a position to cover. That midfielder is not generally the number 6. When there's pressure on the ball, we need cover and balance, and we need to get the back 4 or back 3 in case the fullback has gone high to remain in a line and protect the central area. As we see now, this is an example of Ireland playing out from the back against Australia. So again, they do well to play out from the back, get ball on one side, create space on the other. And now we're in an attacking scenario. We've got our front 3 attacking, our 10, and now our 8 joining in. And now this is our defensive cover. Our fullback is gone, and as we see here, we've got 6 players committed, and we need to get players back. The number 6 delays well. The fullback is back in position. As we get back here, we can see we're in a good line, and the ball goes out. But we've got our midfield players on the recovery and in a good defensive shape. This shows good transition to defence from Ireland here on this occasion. This example now against England, again we've players committed forward, we've our defensive 6 in a good covering position. As they're breaking, he breaks up the play first, players around the ball, and from this angle here we've player delaying, and I've got our 6 cover back in position, our fullback coming back in, and we've got our back 3 in a line at the moment. This example here, as we'll see, is disjointed. So in this, the danger is the yellow and the space and behind. Ideally, we want our back 4 in a line back there. As the ball gets played across, great defensive recovery, and we get to clear away the ball. This is an example where the transition to defend is poor. So we're on the ball in possession here against Poland. We've just scored our 2nd goal. Composure on the ball, but we're not quick enough when we lose the ball. So as the ball goes forward, Poland intercept. Our midfield here in a line. This is our centre back. The gap between the 2 centre backs is too big, And as we can see here, this gap in here is the danger. So as that ball is travelled in, also can our fullback be goal side, and just like that the transition to defend isn't good enough and Poland get back with a goal. This is an example of how we can improve on this area. Thanks very much for listening to this video. I hope there was something that you could take from it. Any questions or queries, feel free to put down in the comment section. I'll be looking at that. And just like and subscribe the video and share it around. Thanks very much.